live in society, you need a certain balance. On one side, distance and counterphase, and on the other side, the ability to engage. If you're not in the woods, not in a cave, not underwater, and not underground, you're in society, and you have to choose that balance. The more radical you are, and the more you stand in counterculture to society, the less society gets inside you. And the opposite is also true. The more you try to be good and comfortable for others, the more society shapes you. It's normal to be different, to be inconvenient, to be radical. Call it whatever you want. But here's the key. You can't have everything at once. You have to choose. The price of not dissolving into the crowd is losing the feeling that you truly belong. You have to choose. Either you live in a way that keeps you socially comfortable, or you live in a way that keeps you honest to yourself, yet often makes you feel like an outsider. And yes, you can miss the feeling of belonging. I honestly can't even remember the last time I felt like I fully belonged. That feeling can follow you your whole life, like you're the outsider, the observer, almost like you're on a mission. You can't slip up. You're sitting with relatives talking, and it's hard because it demands constant self-control. You just want to be yourself, but you keep filtering, don't say that, don't start with this, don't react to that, like you're always a stranger among your own people. Wealth can be one of the highest forms of freedom from society. When you have serious money, say a few $1 million, you can stand with more confidence. Why? Because when you're different from society but have no resources, it's easy for others to label you, and you might start believing it yourself, thinking something is wrong with you. But when you have resources, influence, an audience, and leverage, people may still try to dismiss you. You just got lucky. You're weird. You're not serious. It's a cult, and so on. The difference is, you're far less likely to believe them. I also see that the world often runs on force. Whoever can push hardest is treated as right. It's primitive, but it's real. And that's why it's strange to me when someone who hasn't done the work on themselves tries to dictate how I should think and live. If a person hasn't gone through a process of de-indoctrination, freeing themselves from inherited beliefs, there's often nothing to discuss at the level of meaning. What is freedom? What is freedom of mind? It's the ability to break away from what was imposed on you and make your own choice based on your inner sense of right and wrong. That's why I'm not interested in opinions from people who simply live out what was installed in childhood. Many don't have a personal view, only repetition. A person limited by early programming thinks inside a narrow corridor, and leaving it is hard. Pulling other people's programs out of yourself is even harder. You can live for years believing that everything you think and feel has always been truly yours. Then something cracks, your perception shifts, and you realize this was never really about you. You were living through introjection. Introjection is when a child, not fully understanding, sincerely copies an adult's emotional reaction. A huge number of people live on borrowed reactions. There's even a meme, I support the current thing. These patterns can go very deep. For example, someone may believe they're extremely altruistic, living only for others, sacrificing everything. Then something clicks. Meditation, the right question, one honest sentence from someone, and they realize they've always been more comfortable living differently, more self-focused. The altruism was a role they bought into. In essence, introjection is a worldview semi-product with closed architecture, like a device you can't truly modify. And if a person lacks attention and self-awareness, they live that way without noticing that a lot inside them isn't actually theirs. On a larger scale, there's a struggle between those who want to bring fire, knowledge, development, expanded freedom, and those who believe people shouldn't be educated too much, shouldn't have access to deeper understanding, and should remain inside a rigid hierarchy. Some create systems and narratives that increase dependence and control. Others try to dismantle those systems, explain them, and free the mind. There's often no middle ground. These are hard internal positions. Real mental freedom requires, first, serious intellectual effort and a hunger for truth, and second, ruthless honesty with yourself. Because real thinking is hard, energy expensive, and uncomfortable. It doesn't give instant rewards. You can think all night, wake up, and the world is the same. Free thinking is an act of will, a triumph of will. Breaking away from templates, imposed doctrines, and dogmas is the highest form of inner discipline. To be free is to understand why, throughout history, many people chose freedom at any cost. Losing freedom can feel like losing the meaning of life. A prison may look like just a room, but the point isn't the room, it's the loss of choice. This affects everything: how you look, how you speak, how you live, how you raise children, what kind of relationships you build. Loss of freedom can feel worse than physical discomfort because it's a constant death of part of yourself. So the desire for freedom and the refusal to bow to other people's stupidity puts a heavy obligation on you to become stronger. A smart but weak person has very few options. They must become stronger and more independent or they break. You can't fully adapt and you can't fully hide. Society is everywhere. Understanding that there's no retreat triggers an important metastate. A person achieves a result because they cannot afford not to, either the result or collapse. As long as someone believes they can just convince everyone, relatives, friends, the audience, they don't fully mobilize. They live in partial mobilization. It's important to be truly free. Money by itself isn't a measure of freedom. What matters is how you got it and what obligations came with it. Power is a set of paths that combine into freedom. Some people become rich and successful, but live as if they're not acting by their own will. Then what's the point? Others make huge money but have every day scheduled for years. Where is freedom there? The final meaning of power is freedom. The final meaning of power is will. Imagine a world filled with your will. You're so used to "I can't" that even wanting something feels impossible. The car, maybe later. The house, someday. But imagine having enough power to take what you want now. You see a house, you buy it. You want to travel, you go. That's a different life. That's the meaning of power. Choice. If you want to speak, but you can't, what's the value of everything else? The foundation is the ability to call evil evil and choose your own life. I choose to live this way. I choose freedom first. I don't move forward if the next step reduces my personal freedom. If I earn 10 million and remain free, but earning the 11th means constant mandatory check-ins and less independence, I'll stay at 10 and find another route. That's my worldview, and I feel it clearly. And I recommend you know yourself just as clearly. In life, it's not only about your abilities, it's about what is acceptable and unacceptable to you. If you want to control your life, start by controlling your boundaries of what you will and won't accept. It's difficult because there's rarely a direct mechanism. Most of it is indirect.